Hey guys, it's about beer 30. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews. Today we got us a beer sent to me by Rico. This is Clown Shoes Coffee Pecan Pie Porter. Guys, this is a different variation. I have done their Genghis Khan Pecan Porter twice. I did it a long time ago, then I did a re-review of it. Now they've changed this up and they've added coffee to it. So this is the Clown Shoes Coffee Pecan Pie Porter. So thanks to Rico for sending this one to me. This is a fairly good sized beer. This is an 8.5%er. And Clown Shoes usually dates their stuff, but this bottle is sweating profusely. So we'll look for a date when I come back. Some of their dates get smudged off very easily. I don't think I have the IBUs here. No. 8.5 commercial description, American porter brewed with pecans and spices with coffee added. So this is a coffee edition of their Genghis Khan pecan porter pie, or pecan porter. I don't think the other one had pie in the name. It was Clown Shoes Brewing Genghis Pecan Porter Pie. No, Genghis Pecan Porter is what it was called before. Genghis Pecan Porter. So it didn't have pie in there. It didn't have coffee in it. So they've added coffee to this one and added pie to the taste. So we'll see what this one brings to the table. I'm a big fan of Clown Shoes. They do some really tasty beers. The only thing I can fuss about is their ink smudges off really easy, and usually it's written very lightly on the bottle. And if you have any condensation on the bottle, you can't see it. I wish they'd put it on the label somewhere. That would be nice. But it is what it is. Food pairings for this style of beer: cuisine is barbecue, cheese is buttered brie good Havarti Swiss, and since it is a porter or a stout, it goes well with your chocolate dishes, of course. Meat, beef, smoked meat, and grilled meat. Glass red pint, Becker tumbler, mug, side out. I got my favorite glass today, and not recommended for extended cellaring unless ABV exceeds average range. And I've told you this before, a lot of the coffee beers, the coffee will fade over time. So that is the only drawback to cellaring one of these beers. So, drink it fresh, that's all I can say. A lot of the breweries that brew any kind of coffee porters or stouts will tell you to have it an enjoy by or a best by date. And I'm not a fan of that, guys, y'all know that. And I just as soon have the bottled on date and let me decide when I want to have it. That way I know when it was put in the bottle, and if I want to have it within 3 months or 6 months, I know how long it is. Just to throw a best by date or an enjoy by date, I have no idea how long it's been in the bottle. That's the reason for that. Alright, that's all we need to talk about, so let's get the cap off of this 22 ouncer and see what we got going on. I don't want to harp on dating for 7 to 8 minutes like I have in the last couple of weeks. I get on a rant and a rave on some of that shit, and it gets carried away, so let's tone it down just a hair. Not pointing a very big head, so let's kick it up a notch on the back end here and see if we can get about a finger or so of head. Oh yeah, that's about what we got. Just a tad more than a finger of head on an aggressive back end pour. Over to the light. It's pretty dark, guys. There might be some slight hints of some red rubbiness around the thin part of the glass down here. But through the thick part of the bulb, it is pretty dark. Pretty pitch black. Let's get a nose on it and see if we can smell any pecans and coffee and chocolate and all them other good things. I am getting some hints of some chocolate. And as far as smelling pecans, I don't know if I would actually be able to pick up on that. I might be able to taste that, but I don't know if I could pick up on the smell of pecans. A little bit of coffee in there. I mean, it's probably going to have more of a coffee taste than a smell. But I am getting some coffee in the nose. More like an espresso coffee. I'm not getting any alcohol. They usually make some really tasty beers, or they're usually well made. And these guys out of Ipswich, Massachusetts, used to be known as Mercury Brewing, and still you'll see some of that on there, but now they're going basically by the clown shoes. Smells pretty good. Some roasted malt. Maybe some hints of some dark fruit too. Smells pretty good. It's that time. Let's get it on. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Rico. Very nice. Definitely getting the coffee. Definitely getting some bittersweet chocolate. Some dark fruit notes, dates, figs, raisins. Slight hint of some some pecans in there. Very tasty. Very, very tasty. A very nice mid-range porter. Not a low 5.5%, and not a massive 12.5%, 13%. Right in the mid-range, 8.5%. Very nice, very well done. And this is right out of the fridge, so a lot of those flavors are going to come out just a little bit more as it warms up to room temperature, which I always let the beers do. When I come back with the final chug, we'll see what we end up with on this one. Pretty tasty. Very nice beer. I'll be right back and we'll see where this one ends up. Stick around. Alright guys, I'm back. Let's have done about 35-40 minutes. Check the bottle. There is no dating on this one. Like I said, their ink is so easily smudged off. That's the only fuss I got about a lot of their beers that you get. If anybody's handled it, or if you happen to somebody rubs their finger across it, it comes off very, very easily. This one has no evidence of any writing on it at all. Of course, it's a porter, and it's an 8.5%, so not a big deal. I like to know how long the beer's been in the bottle. It's just my OCD, guys. Very tasty. I don't know if it's quite to the pecan pie taste to me, but it's a very nice porter, very well made porter. I am getting the roasted malt, the hints of the chocolate, slight hints of some dark fruit, not big, slight hints of coffee. The coffee is not extravagant. It's not exceeding anything. The coffee's not off the chain. The dark fruit's not off the chain. The pecan's not off the chain. It's kind of, everything's blended all together and everything's kind of subdued. It does have a nice mouthfeel to it. It is a nice, creamy, easy drinking porter for an 8.5%. No evidence of the alcohol. Very well made. Got a very wonderful nose with the roasted malt. Nice sweetness to it. Let's do the final chug. Very easy drinking porter for an 8.5%. But like I said, nothing is standing out. The coffee's not standing out. The pecans are not standing out. The dark fruit are not standing out. Nothing is really standing out. Everything is pretty subdued and it's all mellowed out together. So I don't think it's an outstanding beer, guys. I don't. I do think it's an A beer, but it's on the lower scale. So I'm going to give this an 8. If I was putting a numeric rating on this, guys, it would probably be a 90 or a 91. it's not. It's just that it's not blowing me away, but it is a well-made beer. It's very nice. I do think it's an A beer. I do think that they make a very tasty beer, and a lot of them are in the A's and some of them are in the B's. I don't think I've had a C from them unless it was infected or bad. And they reached out to me when I did have some of those and sent me some replacements, and that's been a couple years ago. So they do some good stuff up there. They really do. And they're getting more and more into the different styles of beers. When they first got started, it was very limited, and now they're expanding a little bit and going different directions. But this is not an outstanding beer, but it is a well-made beer. That's why I'm giving it the grade that I'm giving it. I do think it's an 8, just barely getting into the A category. Over to Beer Advocate. Beer Advocate says 87 in a very good range. It is a very good beer. And over to Rate Beer. Rate Beer says overall 94 and 57 in the style. We got an 87, we got a 90 from me, and we got a 94 from Rate Beer. So we're all pretty close together, within a couple points of each other on this particular beer. So I could just as easily give this a 7, which was a B+, or I could just as easily give it a 9, which is right in the middle of the A's. But with lacking any kind of dating on it, I do wish those guys would print it on the label, because their ink that they use is so easily smudged off. It is what it is, and that's just my opinion. That and 50 cents will buy you a cup of coffee somewhere, or unless you're going to Starbucks, you might need a $5 bill. Very tasty. It is. It's a good beer. So if you've had this one from Clown's Shoes, or Coffee Pecan Pie Porter, let me know what you think of it. It was decent. A nice porter. Nice, easy drinking porter for 8.5%. So if you've had it, let me know what you think, guys, and come on back tomorrow. Let's take something tasty out of the fridge. See you then.